Hey guys, this is Dr. Renee Pleasant of Pleasant Leadership Consulting, where we inspire your leadership freedom. So welcome back to another edition of Leadership University here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That way, every week when we upload a new video, you will be the first to know. And sometimes I drop a surprise video, whether it's sharing one of my readings, reflections, or it's just sharing one of Dr. Renee's leadership reflections. So stay in the know. So this week I am starting the series on, as I said, the owner-board relations and how important that is to your organization. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? We are already at the last segment within this series on the owner-board relationships, and we're going to talk a little bit about tenure. And specifically, we're going to talk about tenure for the board members. And there's some pros and cons about whether or not we're going to set the recommendation for setting term limits. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Now, like most things in life, there's two camps on whether or not of beliefs that you should or should not set term limits. I happen to be in the camp that there should be term limits for the board members. When possible, I think there should be term limits of when people serve on a board, just because I believe that people get stagnant, they get complacent. I think complacency is costly in the business. That's just my personal opinion. I would love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. I suggest one-year appointments. I can see in some businesses that that's too short, and I'm not dead set on that 1 year. I can see how that could be arguably too short, and like I said, I'm not married to that idea. But I do think that term limits are valid. So that's my thought on term limits, but I do have some more thoughts, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so here's the thing about term renewals. If there is going to be a term renewal, it should be, first of all, in unanimous approval by the entire board. That seems to be a given. But what I don't have here on the slide, and that I think that needs to be mentioned, is I think that we need to be careful about how the unwritten renewal process happens. What I see sometimes is that we have a board member is renewed for maybe a term, but then they come back and they hold a position, an officer's position, whether that's secretary, they become a treasurer, they become a president, vice president, and thank you. We do appreciate that. That is a fabulous thing. Then they step down from their office, and then they go back to being a board member. So what we've done is we've accidentally, intentionally, yeah, they've served for 4 or 5 years, and what has happened is they have regurgitated their ideas, their platform in the organization for so long, and we have to be mindful that we're may or may not be getting fresh ideas, because their ideas are coming back and recycling over and over again. And if we're not careful, we're exhausting them, and we're denying the organization fresh ideas. We're denying other people the opportunity to serve. So this is why I'm a proponent of term limits. If we continue to allow these people to shift from board member to board officer back to board member, we're just doing the same thing where we allow 10% of the people to do 90% of the work, and that's not fair to other leaders and other aspiring leaders. So this is the reason why I'm a proponent of term limits. If you agree or disagree, I would love to see your comments, and please drop them in the comments below. But that's just my personal experience, and those are my personal thoughts. Thank you for watching this YouTube informational. I hope that you were able to get a nugget or two out of this. If you would, please go over and visit our website at www.pleasantleadership.com and take a moment and fill out the contact information or message us. I would love to hear from you. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and so that you are alerted every Friday when we have a leadership video that is uploaded, or when I upload in the interim a leadership reflection, or I share with you one of my reviews on a leadership reading. So I'd love to hear from you. Until we meet again, I hope every day you have is a stellar day. Go forth and lead well.